Picture it, Chicago, 1928. The Jazz Age is in full swing, and a new wave of architectural design balancing art and craftsmanship to create beautiful structures, and with the development of skeletal steel buildings, Chicago became a hotbed of creativity on a grand scale. And one of the jewels in the heart of the culture, music, and architecture was the Guyon Hotel. Let's explore its place in history. The Guyon Hotel was designed by Jensen J. Jensen, not to be confused with landscape architect Jens Jensen, who also established his career in Chicago. He may be the subject of a future video. His background is pretty fascinating and controversial. But of course, today's controversy is yesteryear's just quirked eyebrow. Unfortunately, I could not find photos or paintings of Jensen J. Jensen anywhere. Jens Jensen just dominated every search. So in the meantime, our Jensen will be represented by this silhouette of a man. Jensen was born in Herning, Denmark in 1891. His family left Denmark and immigrated to Chicago in the early 1900s. It may have been spurred by the population growth of the mid-19th century, but jobs and land were scarce for younger families, so many ventured to other nations. Jensen attended Lewis Institute, now known as the Illinois Institute of Technology, and later earned his architectural license in Illinois, where he would devote his entire career. A few of Jensen's structures still survive today in Chicago, one of which is the Pioneer Arcade, a Spanish Baroque-style building completed in 1929 at the corner of North Avenue and Pulaski Road. 300 West Adams, a gorgeous and stately Gothic Revival-style building on the corner of West Adams and South Franklin Street. The Astra Hotel, a beautiful classical revival located at 5326 North Winthrop, which was completed in the mid-1920s. It's currently used as an apartment rental. And of course, the Guyon Hotel, standing 10 stories tall and representing the Moorish Revival architectural style, which is identified by the red terracotta detailing and ornamentation used in the design. Here are some examples of the Moorish Revival style. You can see the similarities or DNA of the buildings by the dramatic bulging arches in the windows. It has a Spanish and North African feel to them, although the Guyon looks a little more restrained to me. If you are an architect and you think I'm out of my mind, please reread the name of my channel. But I would appreciate your thoughts, so please comment below. The hotel was built in 1928, with 169 residential units located in the West Garfield Park area of Chicago at 4000 West Washington. The Guyon cost $1,650,000 to construct, which is about $24 million today, and the rooftop was equipped with 2 AM radio towers. J. Lewis Guyon, an accomplished and very conservative dance instructor who made the bulk of his wealth with the Guyon Paradise, that was a dance hall at 128 North Crawford Avenue. He's credited, among others during his time, for providing the venues in which jazz bands were able to flourish. Benny Goodman himself performed at the Guyon's Paradise, which is a bit of a surprise since Guyon was known to dislike jazz because he viewed it as too risque. He had a curious stance on various forms of dancing, too. He denounced dances that he declared were morally disgraceful, such as the Charleston, the Foxtrot, and the shimmy, to just name a few. The radio towers were placed to broadcast conservative programs. To really understand the depth of his conservative values, he thought the youth were incapable of suppressing the urge to be intimate with each other if they performed any of those dances unsupervised. He said, "When you are told that youth of both sexes can mingle in close embrace with bosoms and abdomens in friction and with limbs intertwined and survive the experience without mental, moral, and physical pollution, you know the teller lies. I wonder how he justified it to himself to operate a dance hall that could hold over 4,000 people, one of the biggest dance halls in the country. He tried to run his operation with an iron fist to keep them pure, but with so many people, I just can't imagine how successful that could be. The ballroom was sadly lost in a fire in 1972, along with some adjacent buildings. Guyon attracted the attention of the Living Church, a magazine based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, representing the Episcopal Church in the United States. The paper started in 1878 and actually still runs today. He was quoted in the article saying, "Dancing is the poetry of motion. It is as natural for the human being to dance as it is for the sun to shine. People have danced since the beginning of the world. Unless, of course, your calves happen to touch, then your soul will be tarnished." But whatever his motivations, his contribution to the fabric of Chicago's history will live on, whether the Guyon survives or not. Imagine all the relationships that started and ended in that hall. The futures of entire families could have unfolded differently if there wasn't a Guyon Hotel or Paradise to set the stage for these encounters. Fast forward to 1985, Bethel New Life, a Lutheran nonprofit, purchased the Guyon Hotel. President Jimmy Carter actually stayed in the hotel after it was renovated into single-room occupancies. He stayed there to work on the rehabilitation project with Habitat for Humanity. After the funds ran out, the hotel was left in disrepair throughout the 90s, and now may be marked for demolition unless the building can be repurposed. Now, living in Chicago in the year 2020, it's hard to imagine a hotel that expensive was built in West Garfield Park. That would never happen today. But to be fair, it really wasn't a great investment even during its time. It was a money sink from the very beginning. There is some appeal to the area, with attractions such as the Garfield Park Conservatory, which was in part designed by landscape architect Jens Jensen. I plan on making a video of West Garfield Park in the near future. In fact, it was part of this one, but the area's history is extensive and deserves a video all by itself. As for the Guyon Hotel, a design competition was held to bring awareness to the building in 2018. It was conducted by Callison RTKL, a Chicago architecture firm, and Preservation Chicago, a nonprofit. I've seen the hotel appear in various news feeds in Chicago, and it's always in the top list of endangered historic buildings. Hopefully its value will be recognized and it will be saved. I will be using the stories feature on YouTube to keep the channel updated on new developments of the hotel. I hope you enjoyed the video, and of course, as always, please subscribe, like, and comment. I'll see you next time. Thank you.